Good morning. Always nice to begin the day with you here on 3+U. I think most of us probably have our morning or now midday routines. For me, absolutely. I'll walk down the stairs and turn on the coffee pot and the radio in the kitchen and the lights come on and there begins my morning. I think I would be absolutely lost if I tried to turn on that coffee pot and it didn't work. Well, we're beginning the show this morning with Jake Self, who is on with Hiller Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electrical. I had to look at him to make sure I got the order right because Jake is talking about really what has become a rather common phenomenon, if you will, around town, where people are losing power in their whole house. Is that right?
Right. And so we wanted to make an emphasis on the difference between your power strips, or sometimes they become an extension cord, to your TVs or your computers, and also go ahead and talk about what we like to call whole home surge protection.
Okay, so I'm going to backtrack a little bit. So we've kind of had really a lesson, I guess, in the importance of this protection the last month or so, because here we've got mild temperatures for January. We had extreme cold temperatures for Christmas, and that will do a number then on your electrical system in your house. Is that right?
That's right. And then coupled that with the high winds, lots of rain, and falling limbs from your beloved trees around your house that end up hitting power wires and knocking your meter heads off your house, and all of a sudden your lights begin flickering.
Okay, so I'm sorry, but I can kind of get in the weeds on these things. But to that point, maybe you don't have a lot of trees in your yard, but there is a power pole that gets hit or something that affects your electricity coming into your house. Is that a different concern than what you're talking about with the surge protection, or is it all one and the same?
It's all one and the same, because if you're experiencing lights flickering or maybe some of your appliances aren't working, there could be a chance that you had a power surge in your house, and couple weeks down the road, all of a sudden maybe your microwave doesn't work anymore, or your electronics in your dryer doesn't want to work like they used to. And more than likely you had some kind of surge in your house that is not protected by just simply plugging it into the wall.
So you had said to me before we went on air that there have been really a number of customers lately who have lost one or all of that. That's a hefty expense.
Yes. And it's never been right same time. One customer noticed that her microwave and oven weren't working. Called us back a week later because she thought there was something wrong with a plug in her laundry room, and it ended up being the appliances themselves were done.
So when you have that surge, it just essentially fries the electrical circuit within
boards,
that? Okay. So how does this thing work that you've got? I'm in over my head.
Now you're good. So this is a whole home surge protection, and there is usually one per brand of your breaker panel. So you need to make sure that a licensed contractor is the one installing it and it gets installed correctly. Because if it's not installed correctly, it's no better than what you got plugged into your wall. If this is installed correctly and it is brand specific to your panel, there is a chance that these guys would cover all your appliances.
What do you mean brand specific to your panel?
You have multiple brands out there. You have Eaton, you have Square D, you have Homeline, you have Siemens, you have multiple brands of breaker panels.
Okay, so you could have a mixture of appliances in your house. The appliance brand has nothing to do with it.
No, we want the brand of your panel.
So if you install this, is it only protecting you from issues with your appliances, or can you sometimes have an electrical surge that can affect the wiring literally in your house?
You could, but this is going to be attached to your panel.
Okay.
So your main power coming into your house is going to come through this. Therefore, if anything happens, you're covered there.
That seems kind of small. Does that one help with any size house if you have a 2,000 square foot house versus a 6,000 square foot?
This is going to be based on your panel size. So majority of homes are going to have a 200 amp panel. This is going to cover a 200 amp panel.
Okay.
There could be some instances where you have a 400 amp panel or bigger, and then we'll probably have to get with the manufacturer and have it sized correctly.
So you wouldn't just put in two?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, what is this that you also brought?
So this is just your basic, some people have called it an extension cord, some people call it a surge protector. And I mean, we go to the store every time we get a new TV or new computer and say, hey, we need an outlet. We need multiple outlets. And these things are good for point of use to help with that computer. But again, what about all the other appliances in your house?
So that is the example of don't be fooled thinking that that's protection enough.
Correct.
Gotcha, gotcha.
Yep.
Okay, you had said to me that you can sometimes have these kind of warning shots
Right.
at your house where you get these flickers of the lights flash or something. But people aren't always home when that
Right.
happens. So if you come home at the end of the day and your microwave clock is flashing, that means you had one of those.
Very well, yep. Or like we experienced over Christmas, maybe there was planned outages.
But
So-
you said those planned outages are not the concern. It's the surprise ones that wear you down.
Yep. Whether it's, again, a power surge or now you need to go look outside and there's a tree branch hanging on your power lines.
You were not able to give me specifics on any kind of a pricing for this because it's all dependent.
All dependent on the installation, how your panel is set up, and what your needs are.
Once you've purchased one, how long is it good for?
It's good.
It's just there.
Yep.
So once you've made that investment, it's a heck of a lot cheaper than not having all your appliances.
The only way you're replacing this is if you truly had a power surge in your house and then it's a one-time use and time to go ahead and put another one.
Okay.
It's protected your house through that, and now it's time to get a new one.
So they're going to be coming on kind of regularly with us, Hiller will, because as the name implies, they do so much. It's Hiller Heating.
Plumbing, heating, cooling, and electrical. You almost had it.
I almost had it. They went in that order. That's the order at which they added the new services on.
Yep.
The easy thing is happyhiller.com. We all can remember the website. And their phone number, 299-6110. And will they purchase that from you? Because you've got to come out and install it, right?
Yep.
All right. Thank you,
you.
Jake.
West Yale Knife Trading Post has everything under the sun. Great selection of beautiful exterior doors with side lights from $9.95. Half-inch plywood is now in stock. Don't pay big box prices, but hurry, limited quantities available. You better get it when you see it at West Yale Knife.
Hickory Valley Retirement Community, offering a unique approach to independent living for Chattanooga seniors. From weekly